surround yourself with professionals who align with your goals, okay, you can create a balanced, well-supported life where you feel you're totally your best, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And although having free resources like this podcast is super helpful, there really is nothing better than having a personal relationship with a wellness professional to tailor your needs. Welcome to the Balanced Fit and Free podcast, the podcast that goes beyond surface level wellness to explore the deep connection between inner healing and outer health. I'm your host, Raeann Mullins, and I'm here to guide you on a journey of authenticity, intuition, and living aligned with your true purpose. Together, we'll uncover how nourishing your mind and soul leads to vibrant health and lasting happiness. Let's dive in. Hey, everybody, it's Raeann, your host. I'm so glad that you are here today. We are going to be talking about creating a team of professionals to help you build your best life. If you're like me, though, if you're like me at all, then probably you think you can just do it all yourself, right? You can listen to some podcasts, read some books, and just take care of it yourself. I totally understand because I'm the queen of doing that, thinking I can do everything all by myself. In fact, I grew up hearing the term or the saying, if you want to do it right, you have to do it yourself. If you want it done right, you have to do it yourself, right? But is that really true? I just don't think it is. We really don't know everything about everything. And there's a reason people specialize in certain areas. So there are a lot of areas, though, where people get help with no problem. There's no question they get help with it. So, for example, people, hire accountants or somebody to do their taxes. A lot of people, get legal help when they're in a situation where they need an attorney. People use real estate agents all the time to sell their house or to buy a new house. People use stockbrokers and financial advisors to invest or to plan for their retirement. People use, insurance agents to buy insurance. But an area that I have found over the years that many people just aren't willing to invest in is their wellness team. But I'm going to argue that creating a wellness team is probably one of the most important areas that you can invest in. So when it comes to achieving your optimal health and being your best person, there is no single professional that has all of the answers. Okay. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are all interconnected. And a well-rounded wellness team, not just one person, can support you in feeling your very best. But with so many specialties and specialists and all kinds of coaches and doctors, like, how do you even know, or how do you even create a team that meets your needs? So I just really believe everybody needs a team of support. And, not everybody has the resources and not everybody even has the availability depending on where you live, but there are so many options available now of people that are on your side, and we just have to be willing to look for them. So a well-balanced wellness team ensures that we get holistic care, like our whole body, mind, soul, the whole deal. We get holistic care rather than just relying on one approach. So instead of just focusing on your diet or just focusing on exercise or just focusing on what medicine you need, a diverse team of experts can help you create a sustainable long-term plan for wellness. So whether you're dealing with a lot of stress, maybe you're in that sandwich generation where you are taking care of your kids and your parents, that's a stressful time. Or maybe you're in menopause and you're dealing with hormonal imbalances. Or maybe you have a lot of injuries or you keep getting injuries. Or maybe you have autoimmune issues and a lot of inflammation. Or maybe you're just really struggling with weight loss or even weight gain. So, some people just also simply want to feel their best. So having a trusted group of professionals can make all of the difference in the world. And I believe that there are between, 7 to 10 key members of a wellness team. So I'm going to break down the ones that I think are most important and give you a little description of why. And then you get to decide what is most important to you. So I'm going to start out with a fitness coach. Okay. Why would you need a fitness coach? Well, a fitness coach helps you stay active, build strength, prevent injuries, and maintain motivation. Okay. So this might mean going to a gym and taking group fitness classes with your favorite instructors. It could mean hiring a personal trainer. It could mean joining an online group that has a leader or a couple leaders. Okay. So the really cool thing is this can be very affordable. I think a lot of people hear personal trainer, fitness coach, and they immediately think that it's going to be super expensive, right? But here's the deal. You can consider online coaching or group training in person, or even community fitness programs to save money. There's even groups that meet at the park for free. So, really using money as an excuse is just really not a good excuse because there are a lot of options. I'm going to give you an example. My online group strength training program, the BFF Society, is only $85 a month, right? I went up because I was drastically undercharging and still am drastically undercharging. So this $85 a month, this includes 3 workouts a week. Okay. And actually in April, I'm doing 2 extras. So that's 14 workouts in 1 month. Okay. And we do a monthly meeting to let members get help with nutrition, their exercise form, or anything they need regarding their wellness. And if I don't know how to answer them, I will give them references or refer them to somebody else. And during these monthly meetings, I offer a learning lesson on some topic that is appropriate for the group. And we finish with a breathwork session. So you're getting all kinds for $85 a month. And so the reason I'm telling you about the program is, well, number one, I would love for you to join. If you're listening to this podcast, then I have a feeling you would really like the group. But secondly, I'm telling you because, again, programs like this, it's well worth over $280 a month for what you're getting for only $85. So when you're wanting to save money around fitness, maybe you don't want to go to a gym, then look, there's so many options online and they're just as good. Okay, now if you need that in-person connection, check out all the gyms in your area. There's a gym I work at is not expensive. There's group fitness, there's personal training, there's like you can just do your own thing. So there are options out there that are going to fit all different budgets and just personalities. So fitness coach is my number one thing that I think, even if you don't have it all the time, having somebody help you figure out what you need for your fitness level and for your goals is very, very important. And number two, in fact, number one and number two, you could interchange. And I might even argue that this is more important. A nutrition coach, a nutritionist, a dietitian, somebody. Okay. Now, why the heck do you need a nutrition coach when there's a million articles online or a million, literally million podcasts with information? Okay. Well, I'll tell you why. Because proper nutrition fuels your body and plays the most vital role in managing your weight, your energy levels, and just your overall health. Food is life, and what you choose to eat is going to determine how you feel and how long you live and just your quality of life overall. Okay, so the reason I think it's important to hire somebody for yourself, even if it's just one time, is because who you are, your goals, your special needs, your medical history, your hormone balance, everything about you is unique. And so having somebody look at your situation, right? Looking at you and what you need to reach your goals or to be your best may look totally different than the free online programs. You have to be very careful following these free information that's everywhere because you're going to get all kinds of different opinions. And then that's just going to overwhelm you and make you feel stuck. So even if you just hired a nutrition coach for a one-time consultation just to optimize your own nutrition, I think it's super important. I really, really do. Okay. So here's a little budget tip though. You can find a nutrition coach that offers a nutrition audit. Okay. This is something that I learned from some of my friends who are also nutrition coaches or other people in the industry that I know. And it is something that I offer if you would like to try to do it with me. But what it is, it's it's an opportunity to meet with a nutrition coach to look, talk about your goals, look at what you're currently doing, and then have them giving you a plan to get you where you want to go based on where you already are. Okay. So this is a good option for people who, are already active, already eat pretty well, but just really want to optimize their nutrition. And it's also good for people who don't want the ongoing coaching. They just want a plan and they want somebody to tailor it to them specifically. Okay. And I do offer this. I offer it for $200. It takes several hours, but it is so worth it. And if you're interested in this at all, you can email me or message me on Instagram or Facebook to book a consultation just to make sure. We want to make sure it's a good fit for you first. If you have any medical concerns or you're on a lot of medication or you're, being treated for anything, then it may not be appropriate, but it's absolutely worth a conversation. So you can get my email address in the show notes, but it's rayanne@rayannmullins.com if you want to send me a message. Okay. Anyway, nutrition coach. So fitness coach and nutrition coach. I 100% believe, even if they're not on your team all the time, that they are people to have available or at least know of. So when you need help, you can get help. And there's millions of us. Okay. Now, the third area, I'm going to say doctors and specialists. Okay. So this is several different doctors and specialists. So I'm going to say, I think it's really important to have a general practitioner. This is a good one to go to if you have a sinus infection or you just have, something's going on and you just need somebody to look at you and then give you like a referral to a specialist. So I do think it's important to have a general practitioner. Okay. Now for me, my general practitioner is actually my gynecologist because she can be both. Okay. And that's my second one. If you're a female, you should have a gynecologist. Okay. Essential. This is essential for making sure all the parts down south are in working order. Also checking for breast cancer and just general female health. Okay. I think it's incredibly important. And I will tell you, this is something that I used to argue with my mom about because after she was done having babies and she was older and I had kids, she was like, I'm not going anymore because I'm not having kids. I'm done with menopause. Like, what's the point? Oh, there's a point because we still have like our uterus. Most of us, now you may not, it depends on, who's listening to this, but there are still areas in there that need to be taken care of no matter what age you are. So please don't say that you think you're too old to go to the gynecologist. You are not. Okay. It's very, very important. Now I will say that a lot of people go to their gynecologist for hormones and menopause. And I do not want to step on any toes. I don't, this is just my opinion, but I believe it's important to have a separate menopause doctor or nurse practitioner or specialist who specializes in hormones. Okay, so here's my personal story. I love my gynecologist. She literally saved my life and my daughter's life when I had, a very scary birthing experience with my daughter. And she is now my daughter's doctor, which is super cool. And I love her. I mean, I would call her a friend even. I adore her. But I'm going to be honest in that she was not helping me with my perimenopause symptoms and actually put me back on birth control. And I truly, deeply believe that was the worst thing that could have happened with my Hashimoto's. So even though you may love your gynecologist, if they are not helping you figure out menopause and making it more comfortable, and they're just recommending to go back on birth control, even though you're done having babies, please consider finding a hormone specialist in your area. I think it's been the best thing I have ever done. And yes, I do hormone replacement therapy, which not everybody is a fan of, but I will tell you what, there's been a ton more research, actually not as much as there needs to be, but there's been a lot more research showing that it is very, very safe. So hormone specialist, a gynecologist, a general practitioner, and then we're jumping to obviously a dentist. Please take care of your teeth. Oh my gosh. Oral health impacts our digestion. Okay. The very first place digestion starts is in your mouth, and how you chew impacts how well you digest. So we have to have strong, functional, healthy teeth. Okay. You absolutely want to go to the dentist. I recommend 2 times a year for a cleaning. That's what I do. That doesn't mean you have to, but at minimum one time a year for cleaning. It is so important. You don't want to get gingivitis and have gum issues. But not only does our oral health impact our digestion, but it also impacts our heart health. So please, please take care of your teeth. And as an added bonus, when you have nice teeth, you can feel more confident when you smile and you don't have to keep your mouth closed when you're smiling. Okay. So, anyway, please go to the dentist. And then I'm going to say dermatologist. Okay. Skin health is, you know, a window to our overall wellness. So many people ignore their skin, and it's really important to get checked for skin cancer. If you have a weird mole, please go get it looked at. Even if it's nothing, it's important. The other thing is, as I'm aging, skin, I'm worried about wrinkles and rosacea and all the things on my face, but it goes deeper than that. It's not just about our vanity and how we look, it's about actually being healthy and taking care of our skin. So those are the area the doctors and specialists I believe in, but I also believe in like an orthopedic or physical therapist that you like trust. I have had the same orthopedist. He's a sports guy. Can't think of what he's called. Anyway, he's been my go-to guy for 25 years now. 24, 25 years. And it's so amazing because I know he's on my team. I haven't seen him in probably 3 years, but he's still on my team. I know that if something happens, that's the first place I'm going to call. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out. All right, we're moving on. So those were some of the like doctors and specialists. Now we're going to get into some of the more interesting ones. Okay. So I also believe it's a wonderful idea to have a breathwork coach, and or a hypnotherapist. Okay. Now you might be like, what? What are those? Well, here's the thing. You also a therapist, by the way, that would be included here too. An actual therapist, where you do talk therapy and that kind of thing. But that in combination with a breathwork coach and or a hypnotherapist can completely change everything in your life. So stress is a major, major, major contributor to disease. We know this. We know that stress impacts us physically. Our mind impacts us physically. So breath work is an amazing way to regulate your nervous system, improve your focus, enhance your emotional well-being. Just get out of your head so that you can listen to the signals in your body. Okay. Now, it's a little bit different than hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is where you go and people hear hypnotize and they think of like the circus and stuff or the fair where they get hypnotized and they do weird things. It's not that. It's just getting in a state where you're more willing to be open and honest with yourself. And a hypnotherapist is a little bit different than breath work because they ask you questions for you to answer while you're under this hypnotism or whatever. And I don't like that word as much because I don't think it represents it that well. But with breath work, I just lead you through the breath work and just have you focus on the breath, and the breath does the work. But in hypnotherapy, you actually talk through it. So it's a little bit different. They're both amazing. If you can do both, great. I love it. I love it. Love it. So for breath work with me, I do occasionally just look out on Facebook and Instagram. I do occasionally offer online sessions or group sessions, but I also in person do one-on-one sessions, and I do one-on-one sessions on Zoom. So if you're interested in learning more or doing a session, please just schedule a free consultation with me so that we can talk about it and make sure it's a good fit for you. And if I'm not a good fit, then I have other friends and a few people that I'm actually working with that are learning to be breathwork facilitators that I would be so happy to refer to you. And also with hypnotherapy, I know two really well. Two of them are my friends and would be so happy to recommend you to either one of those or both of them. Okay. Now, another area that is questionable for some people is a Reiki facilitator or an energy healer. So energy healing can help you again with reducing stress, balancing emotions, and just promoting inner healing. Okay. So I would lump all of those into one category: breath work, hypnotherapy, a Reiki, energy healer, and therapists might be offended if I say I lump them in there, but they're all for inner healing. They're all for, kind of digging up your experiences, your limiting beliefs, and pulling them to the surface so that you can work through them. And I think that that is probably one of the most important things you can do so that you feel motivated to eat better, so that you feel excited to exercise, so you feel happy and you want to live a longer, more energetic life. Okay. Now, another category would be massage therapy and chiropractic care. So, why do you need these? Well, these professionals support your mobility. They help you reduce pain and they enhance your relaxation, your muscle flexibility. They help you with your spine so that it stays in alignment so that you have less injuries. Okay. When your spine gets out of alignment, man, that can cause all kinds of problems. All right. And that's why I believe in chiropractic care so much. I've been going to a chiropractor since I was a little kid. That was one thing that my mom did. And, it's changed a lot. So if you're like, oh man, there's no way I'm going to a chiropractor, they're wackos. I mean, I hear that all the time. They're not. So here's the deal. Back in the day, they still can manually adjust you where they like crack you. And it's not really cracking you. They're just literally manipulating your spine, which is just helping it get back in alignment. It's not really as horrifying as it sounds. Now, if you've ever had your neck popped, it sounds horrible because your neck is right next to your ear. So it sounds way worse than it is. But a lot of chiropractors now use something that helps like it's called an activator. And it's this super easy, it almost looks like I don't know, it's almost like I want to call it a pin or something where they just pop it and it just very gently pushes on your spine and it adjusts you. And it is so easy and it doesn't hurt. And it's been one of the best things. So for the last 20, gosh, my years are kind of blending together. Does this happen to everybody, by the way? I'm like, I say 20 years all the time, but gosh, it's probably been like 25 years now. I've been going to the same chiropractor. In fact, he just retired and there is a new chiropractor taking over and she's really young and she's amazing. So I'm super happy. But I've been having this, manipulation done on my back, alignments for adjustments, they call them, for the last 26 years. And I do it at least monthly. There's been times where I've skipped out, whether it's because of money or because of time or whatever. There's been times where I've missed like 6 months or something, but I can tell you that I think it has a really big impact on my knees, my hips. Now, don't get me wrong, I still get injuries, things happen, but my first place I go is to the chiropractor. I go there. How many times? I got to tell you, I've been to the chiropractor so many times where I thought I was going to need to go to the orthopedic or go get x-rays or go get MRI and all that. And the chiropractor has healed or fixed it before ever having to do that. And a lot of people immediately jump into x-rays, MRA, doctor, physical therapy, which it's not that those are wrong. It's just that a chiropractor can prevent so much of that. And so they are cheaper too than MRIs. Okay. Now, massage therapists, I think everybody should go get a massage as often as you can. I would tell you once a month, but then I'd be a hypocrite because I do not do that. I would like to. That was my goal. But I just honestly, I don't know. I think that I would like to do that as a luxury, but I go probably once every 4 to 6 months. And I really would like to do that more. So that's something that on my wellness team, I have a massage therapist that would be on my, calling list anytime I need a massage. Okay, moving on. Oh, did I say physical therapy? Physical therapy. Physical therapist. Definitely good to have a physical therapist. Sometimes you do need that instead of a chiropractor because maybe you've been dealing with a chronic injury that is not being helped by a chiropractor and is not being helped by massage. And you might really need to go to physical therapy to help a certain area, an injury, or like anything that's like if you've had a hip out of place for a really, really long time, you might need to go learn how to like sit differently and how to strengthen the areas around that hip. And not always the chiropractor or massage therapist can help with that. Also, if you've had surgery, it's really important to go to physical therapy because they are trained to work around surgeries. So there are times for each of these areas that you'll want to select who to go to. So how can you integrate your wellness teams into your life? Well, first of all, you just need to prioritize your needs. Not everyone needs every specialist at once, right? Just like I was talking about. I mean, I haven't been to the orthopedic, I mean, shoot. Like, I mean, I don't even know. Long, long, long time. I kind of just want to call and say, hey, because I really think he's cool. But and I don't always get a massage, right? So there's going to be like things where you're going to prioritize your needs, you're going to prioritize, your money, you're going to prioritize what's most important in your life at the time. But I think it's really important to focus on, 2 to 3 professionals based on your current health concerns. So I would say you always need a nutrition and fitness and breathwork coach. I'm just kidding. But I really do believe that, having somebody in each of these areas that you can go to when you need help is really important. And I hope a lot of you, have me on your team. I know a lot of you do because you're listening to this podcast. A lot of you are in my memberships. A lot of you I've worked with one-on-one or you came to my gym. So I want to continue to be your source for fitness, nutrition, inner healing, education, things like that. But I also understand that sometimes you need somebody different or you need a different opinion or maybe it doesn't always work the way I like. So that's okay too. I'm always going to support you in what you need. Okay. And I hope that you'll select other professionals that will do the same. I think one key thing with any professional is them knowing when they are not the right fit for you. It's not good for somebody to keep you and try to help you when they are not the right fit. Okay. And sometimes you're not the one that knows that. So you have to rely on the professional to be honest with you and let you know if they can or can't help you. And I've had to turn many people away because I didn't feel like I was a good fit for their nutrition or their fitness. Okay. And I just think that's how you stay, to be a good professional. All right. How to integrate your wellness team into your life. So you're going to prioritize your needs. You're going to seek guidance and collaboration. So many of us wellness professionals work together. So definitely ask for referrals. Remember earlier, I was saying I know 2 hypnotherapists. I have a doctor. I have a chiropractor. I have a hormone specialist. I'd be happy to share any of those names with you if you live locally to me. And actually, the hypnotherapy you can do living anywhere. So absolutely, if you have one person in your wellness team, they probably know somebody in the other areas that they can refer to you. So I would definitely start there so that if you already trust one of your like doctors or nutrition coach or whatever, then ask them who they recommend in the circles, because then it's really likely if you like your nutrition coach, you're going to really like their referral to the hypnotherapy or to breath work. Okay. Also explore different modalities. Okay. Some approaches like breath work and Reiki can be integrated with your fitness and your nutrition or even medical care for a comprehensive wellness plan. So be really open. Okay. Create a routine that works for you. Establish a schedule for check-ins with each professional. Okay. So, chiropractic. I have been going once a week for a while now because I did tweak my back not too long ago. So I've been going every week because you have to train your spine to stay in place. So it's important. Now, once I feel ready, I'm going to go back to going once a month. Okay. That's what I mean by establish some kind of schedule. If you have a nutrition coach, maybe you don't need them all the time. Maybe you have a monthly check-in, or maybe you have an every other month check-in with them just to make sure that everything's still optimized in your nutrition plan. Okay. So you're just creating some kind of schedule with these people so that you stay on track. So you don't get way out of shape or way off track with your diet and then having to restart. Okay. Keep it in a routine checkup. Also stay open to adjustments. So as your health and your wellness evolve, your team might need to change. Okay. And also I just want to encourage you to be open-minded to new practitioners and modalities. Just because you haven't tried breath work or you think it sounds weird or Reiki, seems like it's too strange, it doesn't mean it's not right for you. Okay. A lot of these practices that were once seen as woo-woo or witchcrafty, they've been proven by science to work. I will promise you, I love science. I love to learn. I like to see proof. I would have never done breath work had I not seen the science. Okay. So instead of snubbing these things, give them a try. If they aren't for you and you don't like it, then no big deal. You don't have to do it again, but you just might be surprised. So open up your mind, open up your heart, and just try some new things. You might really be surprised. All right. So your health is your greatest asset, and building a wellness team can provide the support and the expertise needed to help you thrive. So surround yourself with professionals who align with your goals. Okay. You can create a balanced, well-supported life where you feel you're totally your best, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And although having free resources like this podcast is super helpful, there really is nothing better than having a personal relationship with a wellness professional to tailor your needs. Okay. So remember what I said. You can follow all the free tips and get all the free guides offline that you want. But until you truly tailor it to yourself, it may actually not be helping you. Okay. So thanks, you guys, for being here. I am planning to wrap up season 4 in just a couple of episodes. So I hope that you've enjoyed this season. And I'm not sure yet what season 5 is going to look like or when it's coming out. But I want to let you know that I really appreciate you listening. And I just want to remind you that rating and reviewing is the best way to help out your favorite podcasts. Okay. So not even just mine, like helping out podcast host is really the best thing you can do is take a minute to rate and review, because that helps us get the information out more, especially since we spend a lot of time working on it. We really, really appreciate it. So I will catch you guys next week, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Balanced, Fit, and Free podcast. Remember, the key to a balanced life starts within. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please subscribe, share, and leave a review to help others on their journey. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep living balanced, fit, and free.